We live.
Are we?
We live.
Oh my goodness. Welcome back to another episode of the Love and Marriage Podcast. I'm your host, Wendy O. I don't know what my co host, Hotep Jesus, is doing. I don't know what is going on. I don't know who this man is. I don't know what is going on.
That
But we're here.
Hotep Jesus dude. That Hotep Jesus dude.
Dude, what is that? What is that?
That's my latest drop. My latest Hotep Jesus drop.
Okay.
If you'd like
Okay.
to make one and make it to my soundboard, feel free to make one and we'll get you added to the soundboard. I'm taking all submissions.
Okay. What is going on with you tonight? Oh my goodness.
I'm about to take a little swigger. What's happening?
It's been a long day. It's been a long week. I'm gonna be traveling to Tampa next week for a
Tampa.
couple days. I'm gonna be speaking on a panel for doing my thing, what I do.
Tampa.
Yeah, I guess the doing a
Florida?
crypto. Yeah, I'm going to Florida.
Okay.
Going to Florida. So we got that going on. I'll be out there again in Miami for
Are
a
you making fun of
conference.
my accent?
No, my mother was just here. My mother was born in Brooklyn. I think she born in Brooklyn. Anyway, she's from there. So she still says things that are funny. Like she says
Mera.
mira or water. She still has we call it the Italian thing. But anyway, she and my daughter too has that, whatever.
Staten Island.
Mm-hmm. And my grandmothers, both of them had that. But yeah, I've got a lot of traveling coming up. Business is crazy. It's so busy right now.
Uh-huh.
And I've been, you know what's so crazy?
Uh,
So crazy.
uh.
It's always a dude. It's always some funky ass looking dude that has something to say about my forehead or about my looks or about anything. And I'm like, you know what? And I'm like, I go always like on TikTok, I go and I look in the profile and I see how these dudes look. And it's like a grown ass man with like the Snapchat filter with the dog filters, or they be looking like real feminine.
Oh
But
no.
the thing is like I have feminine male friends and but the thing is they're more masculine than a lot of these straight dudes. They will go like they'll go camping, they'll chop wood, they'll build a tent, they will absolutely toss a guy if a guy is disrespectful to me. So it's just so funny that these men that I have my theory is that any man that trashes a woman online is abusive in real life to other women.
Ooh. That's a good theory. It's a good theory. Yeah, I never liked that. I never wanted to go back and forth with a woman online. I see you with the plaque in the background. Got little Yoda holding the plaque. I see you stunting.
We got the silver plaque and I love it. It's a nice feeling. I actually got to open it in front of my mom, and my mom being the mom she is, she's like, it's like, Mom, what do I do for work? She's like, oh, you talk on the internet or and I was like, oh,
You talk on the internet.
I filmed it. I'm probably gonna post it because it's very interesting. Um, but my mom worked in a male dominated industry, so she knows how it can be sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
But
and
now you might be onto something with that, man. You know, what dudes possibly being abusive like that. You're absolutely onto something.
I mean, if or they have some suppressed tendencies to where they could be abusive. That's just the way I feel because it's like, I mean, as a man, could you imagine walking up to a woman and being like, you look like this, or you're ugly, or like, could you just imagine walking up to another human, insulting them for no reason, like somebody you don't even know?
No, I'm not that. I'm not built for that. I'm not.
It's just
I'm not that type of person.
it's just weird to me. Like, I don't know. And I just feel like they have like the same things they say serial killers start out by hurting animals. So I feel like that, like when they're young kids, I feel like that's the same type of weird behavior. Like if you're going to say something bad to a woman, like
Mm.
I'm 5'1", 105 pounds. Like I couldn't imagine a man walking up to my face in person and saying that, like saying something to me like that. Like it'd just be weird,
Oh, hurt people hurt people. These men have
Yeah.
been hurt. They can't get no pudenda. So they live a life of MGTOW and incelism, and they hate women because they can't get them. They say, hate that which you cannot acquire. And they follow that to a T. So they, usually when people hate something, it's because they can't get it. Yeah.
I don't know. That's just a theory that I have. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm an empath. And then this week, I can't give too much details about it, but I took my daughter to a new doctor yesterday, a holistic doctor, because I was curious to hear what they had to say about specific things. And if the doctor was closer, I would have kept them as her primary care doctor, because I feel like holistic doctors are more in tune with, and of course, this guy has his medical license too, but he prefers a holistic approach. They're just kind of more in tune to what's going on in the real world and to actually caring for a patient, individual patients, because what doctors do, what healthcare providers do, they group people into a sample size, into a pool, because they use statistical data. And I personally think, because I come from a strong math background, most statistics, it's a way to manipulate an opinion. Because they get a pool of people, they run tests, and then you have outliers. And if you have the test is invalid if you have a specific set of outliers or a specific amount of outliers. In medicine, you have to treat each individual patient as a separate case, because our bodies are so different. And, even though you and I both, we bleed red, we've got, a heart, 10 fingers, 10 toes, like whatever it is, that type of stuff. We have a lot of the same, genetic makeup, but at the same time, like something that works for me health-wise is going to work for you differently. And I think that those are important things that medicine needs to note, and doctors should pay attention to that. Instead, they don't. And it's very frustrating.
People enter these learning institutions, they have no choice but to take whatever it is that's being presented before them and take it as truth. Very few even have time to investigate these maybe half-truths or mistruths or untruths. They really have time to go back and scrub and take a look. And I think the people that have are like the doctor you're talking about, people that have taken a second look over things and not taking what somebody says to be fact.
I mean, I think it's important. Like, for example, with my dad passed away because he overdosed on a morphine patch, because he got a minor foot surgery. They sent him home with too many morphine patches on, because that was a standard practice, but it ended up being too much, and he died in his sleep. And if they would have, and he was also misdiagnosed with, they told him that he had anxiety or depression. And so they gave him all these pills, but in all actuality, he was having real mini heart attacks. So instead of, really paying attention to what he said and listening to him, they just said, oh, it's, anxiety, it's this, whatever, you take medication. He ended up getting addicted to that stuff and other things, but because of their lack of, and we were able to prove it in court too, but because of their lack of listening to the individual patient, we lost, a life was lost. And that just goes to show you, if they're going to misdiagnose somebody with a heart disease and just give them pain pills or anxiety pills, instead of really treating what's going on, I wonder what else that they're not treating that's happening to people.
Woo.
So, yeah. But we went and it was fun. The doctor's really nice. And then we went to lunch. We went to Train Town in Beverly Hills and Griffith Park. It was a nice time. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Woo. Anyways, what's going on with the family? What's going on with the kids? And then I got a question for you.
What questions you got for me?
I want to know about the family first.
Everybody's good.
Okay.
What questions you got for me?
Okay. This is a good one. I posted on Twitter, and people are just like, the mentions are stupid because people are stupid.
Is that the one people was tagging me in earlier today?
Was it? It could have been, but it was why for men are always referred to as sir or Mr. But when it comes to women, it's Miss, MS, MISS, MRS, or ma'am. Why are there so many different surnames for women, but with men, there is just like one?
Compensation for the fact that women are the apex predator of the species. Got to keep y'all in line. We need to know what's up with this woman. Is she taken? Is she not? Is she legal? Is she not? We need to know. So we need to have these designations.
You know what? I really like the part that made sense to me when you said, is she legal or not? That made the most sense out of any other explanation anybody gave me, because the taken part, people don't care. Let's face it. They don't care if she's taken or not.
But once upon a time they did.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
All right.
But realistically, like, nobody wants to be the man that's with
the hoe.
That's with somebody that's not legal. That's not good.
Oh. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's like, I mean, so that part makes sense. So I could get behind that. But then what about men? Like, why are we not protecting young men?
Nobody cares about men. I told you that. Our happiness does not matter. This is a woman's world.
I guess. All right. That was a very interesting, I like, why are your explanations better than like 95% of people?
Because I don't get triggered by the question.
Interesting.
I don't get, like, once you try to answer questions from your emotions, you can't think logically. You out of bounds. Come back within yourself. Get out your emotions. Stop being a bitch. And look at things for as they are.
That's good.
Like, don't care about backlash and people disagreeing with you. Speak your mind. You never know. People might be like, wow, I kind of like that take.
It's going to be hard because all the new men are feminine these days.
That's what I'm hearing. That's a word on the street. Word on the street is they got some bitch ass niggas running around.
I mean,
bitch assness is at an all-time high.
But it's like,
it's higher than Bitcoin. It's a bubble on bitch assness.
It's scary though. It's so scary. Like, men are just not able to be providers anymore.
Oh, it's easier to not. God. It's easier to not be a man than it is to be a man. That's why people are vacating positions, because it's very difficult. I mean, being a man is based upon meritocracy. Being anything else is based upon being sassy, right? So you can decide, hey, look, I'm not going to choose the traditional male route. Therefore, I'm going to look pretty, even though I'm a male, right? And that's very low hanging fruit. You throw on a dress, you watch a couple of tutorials, throw on some makeup in, and wow, you're popular amongst your friends. You see, when you're a male, looking good is not exactly going to cut it, unless we talking about you dressing fly, and it's just like people, okay, well, that means he's about his paper, which means this is a well-disciplined person who's getting some shmoney. So again, it comes back to that whole meritocracy, can you get it? But being a man, it takes effort.
The thing is, though, I feel like my man is most sexy when he comes home from work. He's like dirty. He's got his hat backwards. He's got his work boots on. He looks like a man.
Right. R.I.P.
Like
last of a dying breed.
Like, my favorite thing.
What happened?
You like joking. No, but my like when we were really, really poor, one thing he used to do for extra money is one of his bosses would let them pull wire from specific jobs. And what that means, because he's he was electric. Well, he still is, but he's an electrical contractor now, has his own business. But that means, like, when you're at specific job sites and they're redoing all the wire, you get to bring the old wire home and you strip the wire for the copper pieces and you can bring it to the scrapyard and you can make some good money. That's how we pay for Christmas and different stuff like that. My favorite thing would be watching him sweating, sitting outside with his shirt off, stripping the wire.
That was your favorite thing.
That was my favorite thing, to watch him do that. He'll tell you.
Women love to watch a man work.
We do.
Turns them on.
We do. And
you ever want to turn a woman on and start fixing some shit around the house?
It's true, though.
Yeah.
It's true. And I'm noticing a lot more women on TikTok. They're posting videos of their husband. Oh, he's so handsome when he has his hat backwards and he looks like this from work and da-da-da-da. And it's true. That's what women are attracted to. And I feel like women in their 20s don't understand they don't know what they're attracted to until they grow up and they're in their 30s and they're like, oh, I want to have settled down and have kids now. This is the type of man I want. But there's not a lot of those types of men on the market anymore.
No, everybody's pushed them into white collar positions, sit behind a desk. Uh, the blue collar has been shunned and treated as though it's a lower value male. Meanwhile, those are some of the wealthiest people in the nation. People in construction, especially people that have been in construction for a couple of decades. You see them do really well, especially in the field of real estate. Is not to be looked down upon. The problem is these women don't have foresight. They're looking at the guy who has six figures now and not the guy who will have, high to six figures in a few years. Women's job is to figure out who they're going to nest with. And that's going to be based upon, who's going to provide the right amount of resources. So I don't have to provide too much for the nest, and I can just focus on nesting. So, being the professional resource extractors that they are, they have a hard job trying to figure out, do I settle with this one? Or what about the other guy? Look like he might make the finish line. But the six-figure guy look like low-hanging fruit. He got six figures right now. Let me go ahead and get one of those. But meanwhile, he's effeminate.
I can agree with that to an extent. Because a woman's job is to maintain the household. It's a beautiful job. It's a very, very beautiful job.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when a man starts to come in and say, do this, do that, like obviously things need to be done a specific way up to different people's standards. But at the same time, when a man is micromanaging a woman, what to do around the house, if your woman is cooking, if she is cleaning, if she's putting your clothes
of cooking. I feel bad for your husband.
Don't you come for me and my cookie. That was good steak and I seasoned it. There's a lot of seasoning on it. Don't come for me and the steak. Actually, my steak is better than a lot of the places that we go to. And we go out to one nice dinner once a week and my steak is better than those steaks. So don't even start about my steaks. It had everything correct about it. Everything.
It's true what they say, white women can't cook.
What do you mean we can't cook? I put seasoning on it. There's 4 seasonings on it. 4.
What? Oh, you put 4 on there?
Before.
What'd you put on there?
Pepper. Garlic salt.
Wait, what kind of pepper?
Black pepper.
Ground pepper or fresh ground pepper?
Ground pepper.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm not done. And then rosemary, thyme, salted butter, and some olive oil.
I feel bad for your husband.
What do you put on your steaks? What do you prepare on your steaks?
We gotta get him out that gulag food.
What do you put on his steaks? Or what do you put on your steaks?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to season the steak?
I put it in a Ziploc bag and I shake it. Sometimes I leave it. Sometimes I leave it overnight. Sometimes I'll do it overnight if I have time.
You said you put it in the bag and shake it.
Yes.
Like shake and bake? Like you making fried chicken?
I do my fried chicken completely different than that. I don't put it in a bag. I bread it by hand.
Okay. And then you just threw it on the pan like that.
Yes, but the fried chicken, I do more chicken cutlets than fried chicken because he don't like fried chicken. He prefers chicken cutlets because he's very picky. But chicken cutlets are processed. They take a long time to do.
All right, Wendy. You need to call Chef Gruel and have him give you some tips on that steak. What was up with the butter on top?
You have to put butter on the steak. It makes it taste so much better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What seasoning do you put on your steak?
I don't cook, so that's
what seasoning do you guys put on your steak?
I don't know. I don't cook.
So if you don't cook and you don't make steak, then you don't get to speak on my steak.
I know I wouldn't make a steak like that.
You would probably. What is your favorite seasoning? What is your favorite seasoning?
My homie Donovan got his own seasoning, so I use his seasoning.
Donovan, can you please send me some seasoning and I'll tell you if it passes the vibe check?
I should come from Korea. I got some Korean seasonings for you.
How are you going to have Korean seasoning when you're an American? That is not
my
American.
man Donovan hooked it up.
Just kidding. It's probably delicious.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so is my steak.
What temperature did you cook that steak to, Wendy?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know what
like
temperature you cooked it to?
At 4? It's on the stove. I put it in a pan. I normally use a cast iron, but I was too lazy to wash it. I didn't feel like dealing with the cast iron. I used the Rachel Roy or Rachel Ray, whatever it is. I put that. I put
Was
the
it
olive
rare, medium rare, medium?
Oh, I have to have my steak rare, please. It has to be rare. He likes his shit burnt.
Oh, you had it rare.
Mine's rare. His is overcooked because that's how he likes it.
Okay. Chat, we working on her. We working on her. I'm trying my best. It's gonna take a long time.
You don't even cook. You don't even cook, so you can't even comment. The chat could cook. You don't get to comment though. You don't get to comment.
You said you cooked the steak to a 4.
I don't know. I don't know. When we bought the house, it's got the knobs and it's got the numbers. So I put it to a 4.
On the stove, it's got the numbers right there. So you just turn it.
It's got the number. I just turned it. Normally, I don't even look. I just turned it all the way up because you could see the fire. But I didn't want it to get too hot in the house because I get hot, and I didn't want to. And then I didn't want smoke everywhere because he's like, "Why is there smoke in the house?" I'm like, "Because I'm cooking you a fucking steak." So I put it to 4 because he was on his way home. If he's not home, I turn it up high. I put the steak. I made the steak. It was delicious. It was good. It was actually a little bit too spicy. And that's fine.
You didn't put no salt on it?
Garlic salt. If I don't do the garlic salt, then I put salt and then I get fresh garlic and I put it in there.
We're going to pray for anybody that eat your food.
When
I come out to Cali, we going out to eat.
That's fine. We're going to go to Wendy's kitchen.
Oh, no, we not. Hope you talking about Wendy's, the burger spot.
It's a good steak. He vouches for the steak. So he got a steak. It was delicious. It was good.
So he's going to tell you he loves the steak.
Oh, no, you don't know this man. He has no filter. He will tell me, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like this cooking. I don't like that. Why do you think I stopped cooking? Because he had too much to say about it. So I stopped cooking. Now he don't say nothing because he either want a home cooked meal or you're going to
They said I'm trying to comfort you. Yo, Holly movie star, $5 super chat. Thank you. He said, "What's your thoughts on leftists emasculating black male youth in some twisted way as their answer to end inner city violence and fatherlessness homes?" What? How did you even equate those two? Quite the opposite, sir. Quite the opposite. You see, fatherless homes exacerbates violence. You have a bunch of individuals who don't know how to deal with their emotions. It's the masculine energy in the household that has to teach people how to deal with their emotions. Men gotta teach the household how to deal with that, and then everybody learns from dad. So without that, a lot of people think that. Well, let me just say this: a lot of scared people shoot guns. A lot of scared people pull triggers. You think it's thugs that pulling triggers. Sometimes it's just somebody who's really just scared for their life. A scared person will pull a trigger. If a person really feels like their life is in threat, they will. You back a dog up into a corner, you're gonna bite. It's a lot of scared people pulling triggers. So I don't want everybody to be thinking like everybody out there pulling the trigger some kind of hardcore thug. I think it's somebody who's scared to fight.
That's so sad.
Well,
it's sad when the younger generation feels like that's their only way out because they don't have the masculine energy at home to say, I love you, or to let them know that they're safe. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what it comes to, is you don't have a male figure to say, you're loved and you're saved. And sometimes, men you guys get a little funny sometimes. You guys get a little funny. So, and this actually segues perfect into our next topic, but sometimes you don't even need a man doesn't even need to say, I love you, you're safe, to his son or to, to the kids or whatever, or to whoever he's mentoring. His presence is just there. Sometimes the presence is just enough and he doesn't have to say one word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's called presence. It's called having presence. I talk to my sons about that all the time. Anytime you step on the field, because they play sports, I say anytime you step on the field, you got to have presence. When you step on that field, you got to know you the man. Nobody should be able to tell you otherwise and play as such.
That's one thing with his kids, with his older boys, is like when they were younger or whatever, it would be like, okay, what do you guys want to do? Because, he'd have them on the weekends or whenever it was. And they would just not want to go anywhere. I'm like, okay, you want to go to Disneyland? You go not. Like, I would try to plan fun stuff for them. And it's like, no, we don't want to do anything. And I would ask him, I say, why don't the kids want to do anything? Because my mom was always taking me and my sister's places. He goes, they don't need to go anywhere. They just need to be around me. Even though we're just sitting and watching like a race or a baseball game or we're at home, they don't need me to take really take them anywhere. They just need my presence. He would say that's something that I learned from that I watched. And I would watch the difference when his kids came in the door from being with their mom and the stepdad. And then by the time they would be with our house for the weekend and then they would go back to be with their mom and their stepdad, there's a massive difference. The kids, they were so much more confident. They were like, it was like, when somebody walks in the room and you can see all the confidence and it just feels like whatever. That's the same thing. His kids, it's like they would stand up straight and there was a whole different change. But that's on boys being around their dad and being around masculine energy. He'd be like, get tools. We're going to do this. We're going to whatever. But you can see the difference in young men when they're around a positive male figure, even if that man doesn't say a whole lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very important. Very important. Yeah, women are just terrible parents. They just stink at it.
So we're going to talk about presence in the next topic.
The kids run all over y'all. They do y'all dirty.
No, they run over. She runs over her dad, not me. I'm the bad guy.
The last time we were speaking about the baby, you told me you sent the baby in a timeout. And I said, Wendy, how long did you send the baby in a timeout for? And you said 1 minute.
She's 5. She just turned 5. Oh, she sits there longer though. One thing about my daughter though, she has to be right. So I'll say, get your ass to your bed and sit down there. I don't want to go there. I said, get to your bed. She goes, and then I come in there. Are you ready to get up? No, I'm not ready. I says, okay. She'll sit there and scream for like 30 minutes. Sometimes.
See? So then they put 2 of y'all together in the household and it's just.
No, it's peaceful when he's gone on the weekends. Very peaceful.
Oh, it's peaceful when he leaves.
Oh, it's so peaceful.
And y'all don't. So you and the little girl don't have no problems then.
No, not really.
Only when he's around.
Sometimes,
because y'all want to drag us into it. That's what it is.
No, because she says, Mom, I want something. I says, no. And then she goes to her dad, Dad, I want this. Mom said, I can't have it, but can I have it? Yeah, you can have it. I'm like, how are you going to tell her yes when I says no?
Well, why can't she have it?
Because she doesn't eat. Okay, for example, she loves to eat. She's got a big appetite, but she doesn't really eat healthy food because she doesn't want to eat healthy food. So it's a lot of like peanut butter and berries. That's like her favorite thing ever. And she'll be like, I'll give her peanut butter berries. She's like 5 minutes later, I'm hungry. I'm like, I just gave you half a sandwich and berries. You don't need to eat again. She's like, I'm hungry. I was like, what do you want? Cheese and crackers. I'm like, you're not going to eat a whole nother meal. That's not going to happen. But then she'll go to him and she'll be like, can I have candy? Can I have ice cream? Can I have cookies? And he loves sweets. So then, of course, he gets her the sweets.
Hey, you need to get that in check then.
We're working on it. We're working on rainbow foods, and we're working on it, trust me. But anyways,
somehow it's still your fault.
Back to presents.
Presents.
Back to presents.
Gotta have presents.
There's a very interesting TikTok that I saw, and it was a woman. I guess in the original TikTok, she was on about talking about her good relationship with her husband, and that sometimes when he's had a really rough day, she doesn't even say anything. She just kind of serves him. And a lot of women were attacking her for that. And then a man duetted the TikTok, and a man said, a lot of you women that are attacking her are mad, are upset because you're not a good wife and you're not a good provider, or not a good provider. There's another term, but you don't know how to be of service to your man. You don't know how to be a good partner. You don't know how to be a good wife. And you're upset because you probably can't keep a man. But basically, when a man comes home from work, especially men that are doing blue collar work, that they do manual labor, a lot of times they have very, very hard days. As women, we can't really relate to their type of work that they do. We can't really relate to the type of work they do because we're not out there doing manual labor. Most of us are not. Sometimes they might have stressful days and might have issues with their clients or on the job site, whatever it is. And men aren't really great at communicating. So the best thing a woman can do, first off, as a woman, you need to be in check with your feelings. You need to be able to be feminine and to understand your feelings. And once you have your feelings and emotions in check, you can feed off of your partner's energy. And you can tell right when he walks in the door if he's had a good or a bad day. I can tell when he's had a fucked up day. So when your man walks through the door, you need to analyze the situation. Is he had a good day? Is it a bad day? If he's had a bad day, probably shouldn't say a whole lot. Serve him his favorite meal, make him a sandwich, whatever it is. If he needs help taking his boots off, if he needs his lunch pail taken care of, just be there, be loving, be supportive, be his backbone, be his rock. Because sometimes all a man needs is your presence. They don't need the.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. What's that like? The chit chattering, the nagging, and all of that.
They don't need that on those days.
Yeah, that's lack of peace. A man really requires peace. As for the women attacking her, I would guess that many of them are single, and single for the same reasons that the audience, that the others are saying. For the fact that they don't have any desirable traits that say, hey, this person is relationship material. This person is mother material. This person is tolerable. This person, because what makes a woman a great partner is to be selfless. So if a woman is selfish, she's not qualified right off the bat. And I think a lot of people pick up on that instinctually. I'm like, ooh, like this is just a selfish person. It's just a relationship that isn't going to benefit you. It might be a one-way deal, but it might not be reciprocated. And if it's that type of situation, it's not worth your time. You just dealing with energy vampires, people wasting your time, people stealing your energies, people stealing your labor, people taking your money, right? Because time is money, and you got to take this broad out. You know what I'm saying? She needs makeup because she ugly, and you got to buy some makeup. You know how the game go. She fat, so she wants some food. Gotta feed her.
It is 2021. We've got all this shit. There's no reason for somebody to not go on YouTube and do a 5-minute workout video every day.
That's not the hard part.
What is the hard part?
The hard part is actually doing the workout.
You want to know something? You want to know how I start my day? I get up, I toss water on my face, I brush my teeth, handle my business, and then I go into the kitchen. I start preparing the baby's lunch. I get all her shit done. I make my cup of coffee. When I'm making my cup of coffee, I go into the den, and while the coffee is brewing, I will do like 25 jump squats, and like the other presses, push-ups, whatever it is. But while my coffee is brewing, I use that time, instead of staring like a dumbass at my coffee, to get some sort of blood flowing, moving, to help with my mood. Because if I don't have time to work out later that day, at least I did something.
Yeah, that's exactly how you do it. That's exactly how it's got to be done. You got to fit those workouts in between shit. I start my day off with a workout first thing in the morning, 5-something a.m. You know, it's just a masculine thing to do. So we do that in this household. The men get up at 5-something and we work out. You know, but that's just something that's got to be done. You know, when you want to be in the upper echelon of men, certain things you got to do to be that way, you know. Otherwise, you're gonna end up being average, and as Coach Joe Hart would say, average is the enemy.
I agree with that, but back to that topic. I think that sometimes a person's presence is all that is needed at times. There are some times when you talk, it's not going to help any situation. We should focus on, I mean, obviously this is a podcast, so I have to talk because it wouldn't be a fucking podcast, but we should focus on listening more and talking less to people.
Listening more and talking less. 2 ears, 1 mouth. It's such a valuable skill. It's such a valuable skill. You know, I always talk about this little experiment. Go to a party, you know, gathering or whatever, and sit back, kick back, and just watch the people fraternize, and just watch the little groups that huddle together, and everybody's just fighting for opportunity to speak, and nobody's really listening. And then pay attention to people that actually are the listeners, and speak to those people. Those people are usually fun.
My scenario is different. One of my favorite things to do is to go into a dive bar, or if I'm somewhere like around a big group of people, I like to find the oldest person in the room and listen to them. I don't care where it's at, but I love to listen. Even if I'm in the mall or the grocery store, if I come across an elderly person and they look like they want to talk, I just gravitate towards them and I just listen to them and a little story that they'll tell me. You want to know why?
Why?
Wisdom comes out. You'll learn something.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love listening to old folks. When old folks talk, sometimes the kids be interrupting. I'll be like, shut up, man. She talking, man. Grown folks speaking. Be quiet, man. Just listen, okay? She talking. And just let her talk, you know, like the aunties, and they used to tell stories from back in the day when they used to run numbers for the mob and all of that.
Probably for my family.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Love them stories, man.
It's where movies come from. It's where all the cinema and comes from. It comes from stories.
It was a real part of life. You know, that's what people did. You know, it was people, you know, you wanted a little bit of extra cash, you worked for it. You know, you had little odds and end jobs.
What are those chicken wings seasoned with?
This is jerk.
Is it spicy?
It's a little spicy.
You know, I've had jerk at different places and I haven't found a place that I've liked. I think I found like 1 or 2 places that I've liked that has been prepared correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go and get something correct. All right. I want to talk about the last topic.
Let's talk about the last topic.
The last topic is maybe a sensitive topic. I don't care though.
Okay.
I feel like men date younger women because they know older women aren't going to put up with their shit. And it's easy to control and manipulate younger women. For example, a man in their 30s will generally date a woman in their 20s. A man in their 40s will generally date a woman in their 20s because they know that, and it's a man that's got some issues at times. And it's generally either because they've got issues or they're immature. It really depends the scenario. He's a lot older than me, but that's because when we met, he was very, very immature, very, very, very immature. But he's grown into he's aged into a fine wine, and is very mature and is a provider and all that stuff. Always was a provider. That's why I was attracted to him. But most men will generally date younger women because they want to be able to manipulate and control.
I think that's a possibility. I think it has more to do with fun. Old bitches is boring. I mean, you kind of washed, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're washed, you know what I mean? You got to be in bed by 11, you know what I mean? And you ain't got the energy like you used to, and, you know, and you kind of like, you know what it is? The mileage has run down on them, right? And I don't mean it physically, I mean emotionally.
Because we don't have time for you guys' shit. Because all you guys do is give a shit. Right. We don't have time for your shit.
Right. So y'all come into the table bruised, battered, and beaten. And we just see it. And we're just like, you know what? When you get over it, sister, I'll be here. And so we just move.
Because we don't have time to play games. We don't have time for your shit. We don't.
We get that. Okay. But that's something that you got to work on. That ain't got
No, that's something you guys have to work on to be better, because that's why you guys go to the younger girls, because they're going to put up with your shit and they're going to entertain.
No, they haven't been bruised and battered and beaten yet. They're still open and like trying, you know, willing to try new things. It's not until a woman reaches like, you know, 40 years old and still single where she goes back to her youth and has that, you know what, I'm going to be carefree and I'm going to be vulnerable again. Once you lose the ability to be vulnerable, you lose all femininity.
Yes and no.
Femininity is vulnerability.
Stop hurting us. You guys play too much. Men play too much. Y'all play too much.
I mean, women cheat more than men though, so what are we saying?
You guys play too much.
But y'all cheat more, so who's really playing the games?
Maybe we just get tired and they cheat because they're tired of your shit.
No. Women cheat because they can. I'm on to y'all. The secret is out. Women don't have to be loyal. Women don't have to be loyal with their bodies because they're still going to get access to the same amount of D and resources. I'm hip. Somebody schooled me to the game. Shout out to 6. So I'm on to y'all now. But it's not us that's playing the games.
You guys
it's
do.
It's women that play the games.
No, you guys play too much. No. Men play too much.
How do men play? First of all, everything about a woman.
You guys don't know how to communicate.
First of all, whoa, wait. I know this is not women talking about communicating. The first person to shut down as soon as some shit goes down, they don't want to talk. First of all, everything about a woman is a lie. As soon as she walks out the house, her whatever she's wearing is a lie. She puts on makeup, it's a lie.
You have to put makeup on. You want to know why? I'll give you some of the other points, but women have to wear makeup, and it's 100% man's fault. It is 100% man's fault that women have to wear makeup. You want to know why? Because you guys are the way you guys are attracted to us, it's not for who we are, but it's about the aesthetic. It's about the appearance. And if you guys actually were entertain women who just were natural, we wouldn't have this problem. We wouldn't have the BBL epidemic.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When you put on makeup, do you look younger?
I don't know.
When you put on makeup, do you look younger?
I don't know. I hate wearing makeup, but I have to because all the media I do.
Okay. Generally,
you guys are shallow.
Put it on to look younger, especially older women. They put it on to look younger. Then they question why men date younger women when women walk around trying to be younger their entire life.
This is the thing. I put makeup on. I put a lot more on now because I have to, because all the shit I do and because all the
October
incels
31st,
in my comments.
Half of y'all gonna be dressed like Scooby-Doo characters. Mickey Mouse.
No, this year I'm wearing like I like a witch costume, not a sexy witch costume because I'm with my family. Hello, that's weird.
Oh
But
boy.
it's like a witch. It's like because she wants to be a princess, and I got her dad the prince outfit, and it was a whole thing. So she wants to be a princess, but I don't really do the slutty costumes anymore because I was that person like 365 days of the year when I was younger. So I don't need to do that now.
What am I do? What am I do? What am I do? This is the problem. And you say it's men. It's not us. It's you guys.
Mm-mm.
You guys are reckless. Play the most games. You know, men are gonna save this earth though.
You guys are becoming extinct with all of the plastics and with all of the things that are bringing out femininity in men.
Y'all gonna be extinct too. Y'all got the tea people coming around replacing y'all.
Well, they hate us, man. They hate women. They hate real women. They do, and it's really that's probably the saddest thing. Probably one of the saddest things I'm noticing with society is that we have game, and this is just. I'm gonna say it. I don't care. We have. Men have become so emasculated that they don't even defend women anymore, that we have to have gay men defend us. That's how that's
what? Defend y'all where?
Online? My gay in general, my gay friends, my male gay friends have defended me more than my straight male friends throughout history.
They what?
They have they've come to my rescue. They were my knights in shining armor. When I needed somebody, my gay friends were there to defend my honor. My straight friends, I could whoop their ass, no problem with it. But they wouldn't come defend me. My gay friends would. That's the state of America, unfortunately.
Did you see the girl that got punched on the subway in New York?
No, what happened to her?
Oh man, some dude punched her in the face on the subway. Oh,
a gay man?
No, I think this dude was straight.
He was
with his family, and he told her to say something. You know, she told him take a chill pill, and he was like, "Say chill pill one more time," and she said chill pill, and then he punched her in the face, and nobody did nothing. You know, I didn't expect. You know, it was New York. You know, I usually wouldn't expect anybody to do anything. Shit, you get involved, you fuck around and end up sued.
That's another problem is you could please.
It's New York City. It's like, all right, so let's say I jump into this fight, but I accidentally hit this lady over here. This lady can actually sue me. Now I'm broke when I try to help this other lady out.
It's so sad the way the world is. Like it's very, very sad. And you know, I blame it on the politicians because they refuse to protect women, and we have this terrible society, and it's all because they've refused to protect women.
Yeah. That's the big plot. They act like that's what the goal is, but that's how you know that's what the goal is not.
Well, the only goal they have is to say my body, my choice, and reality, you know,
it's your body, the government's choice.
That's what it is. And a lot of people don't see that. They don't understand that because there's a lot of other aspects of women that women should be protected from, but they are not. And we can notice that from CPS, Child Protective Services, because if they really cared about women, they would not let a lot of these things happen. They would have more shelters. They would have more places for women, for young women who have been harmed to go for help. But the society is not set up like that. And God forbid something actually does happen to a woman and she needs healthcare because something was forced upon her. The way she is treated is absolutely appalling and disgusting because I have been there. So a lot of times people say, I was sexually harassed online before I went to live stream. I posted about, they're like, Wendy, show the DM, show the DM, show the DM. I said, no, why? They're like, you're doing it, you're a disservice because you're not showing the DM. I says, no, me coming out and saying that this happened to me and this is wrong is enough. Because guess what? When you share, when you name and shame, sometimes you're hurt even more when you do that. Sometimes it's not safe to tell on somebody. So the fact that that still happens goes to show that the government does not protect women, because they're the ones that are making the laws. They care more about following our bank accounts for the $600, posing unrealized gains, taxes, all kinds of crap, instead of protecting women. Once women are protected, then the nuclear family will be saved.
MGTOW, Michigander, alimony, child support, our medical insurance, thanks to the gynocentric divorce courts. This is why more men are going their own way.
And I agree with that, because that's not right. And it always, the system, the way the system is set up, they don't protect women, but then they do these weird things where they actually attack the men that do care about being supporters and providing for their family.
Yeah.
But at the same time too, I'm going to talk about the alimony and the child support. If y'all don't want to get pinged for the alimony and the child support, because I think a lot of that's wrong, you need to be very careful who you decide to lay down with. And part of being a man is making choices and practicing self-control. And that's the same as a woman too, because a lot of women blame that stuff on other people. But I do think a lot of that's wrong. And I feel like men are not protected either, to an extent, but men do have more rights than women.
Men have more rights than women?
I feel like they do.
Shit. You ever been to a court?
Yes.
Is it more male or female?
Oh, it's more men in there.
Okay. Who gets the harsher sentences?
It depends.
Who gets the harsher sentences? Don't give me this nonsense.
It depends on your appearance.
It goes based upon gender. Males get much harsher sentencing.
Depends on your appearance. It depends on your appearance.
If you go across the board by the numbers, this is a fact that men face higher incarceration rates than women and harsher sentences.
Well, because
everybody feels sorry for a woman. So you tell me who got more rights.
I don't feel sorry for a lot of women.
You ain't the judge.
I'm the judge today.
I hate Wendy O. She just changes the rules whenever she wants. You can't do that.
I just did.
You can't do that.
Just did.
Just pull some Inception type shit, yo.
I just did, though. I mean, it's what I do. But men are they're programmed to do violent stuff and whatever. And part of the reason why men get harsher sentences is because there's no males in the household. We need more men in the household, and women need to listen to their husbands to an extent. Unless you're me, then I get a pass.
Women have more rights than men.
To an extent. Certain things.
Name
it's a hard
one
thing.
A man has a right that women don't have right.
Men do get full control over their bodies.
How come women don't have full control over their bodies?
Well, this might make a lot of people mad.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to say it. Women want to be desired. We want to be desired. We want to feel that we're loved and wanted. And a lot of times we do stupid shit to feel loved and wanted, when in all actuality, it is very detrimental, and we're actually not becoming loved and wanted. So what happens is we make stupid choices and we put ourselves in harm's way. And I think I lost my train of thought.
The question was, why do women? Then you made me lose the damn train of thought.
Because women do stupid stuff and they put themselves in harm's way.
Why women don't have control of their bodies? That's what it was.
Because at the same time, the government dictates what we can and can't do with our own bodies. But really, it's not about us anymore, because we've made a choice and we're bringing another life into the world. So our body no longer is serving us anymore. We no longer own it. The child owns it.
The child owns the woman's body?
Yeah, after you get pregnant, the child owns your body.
All right. I'll let it slide.
I mean, we carry the babies for 9 months.
If you're breastfeeding, I'll let it slide.
and we're cows. We're cows,
We're
legitimate
cows.
cows. I wasn't fat, but I was a cow.
So yes, all right. So if you're feeding, then yes, I'll allow it. I'll allow it as an exception to the rule. Outside of that, women definitely have control over their bodies, and I think the more control they take over their bodies, the more control they will have. I think they've allowed themselves to be manipulated by feminism and the new sexual revolution to cheapen their bodies, to cheapen their sexual experiences, to lower the bar for access to their bodies. And it has created nothing but a debauched society of heathens, crooks, criminals, and demons.
The sad thing is, though, is a lot of women don't understand that when you're very promiscuous and you do a lot of things that without really thinking it through, that it damages your soul in the long run. And when I mean your soul, I'm talking about like your sexual experiences later, because sex is supposed to be enjoyed. But if you're out doing things that are made, if you're out there performing for people who do not value you, that you're taking that energy in, and it cheapens your soul. And therefore sex is hard to be enjoyed later on in life. It's going to be a lot harder for them, and they don't understand that. And it makes me, I feel sad for them.
Yeah, let me break this down. How many people have access to your time? How easy is it for someone to get access to your time? Let's just talk about social media. You tweet something and somebody comes in your mentions and they're like, I disagree, X, Y, Z. Do you respond to that person? Because if you do, you've now granted them access to your time and energy. You did that. They didn't do that. You did that. You opened that door and you said, welcome in. You could have ignored the Jehovah's Witness at the door. But you welcomed them in. We pick and choose who we have relationships with.
That's true.
When we lower the bar for access to our time, that's essentially what we're doing when we lower the bar for access to our bodies. We are actually cheapening the cost to invest in time with me. Time with an individual should be an investment. Someone should feel like, wow, I'm not going here for something physical. I'm going here because this is going to enrich my life. If you can say that, and a relationship is reciprocal, I think you have the beginnings of something that could be beautiful. But when it's one-sided and one person's coming to use the other, that's when you, I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Well, a lot of women, it's like, because I was young and I did a lot of stupid stuff. And it's like, I wasn't even doing that stuff for me. Now that I'm like an adult, mature, responsible adult, I'm like, I was just doing that to just be around, to hang out, whatever. And it wasn't serving me a purpose. It was actually detrimental to myself. So now as a functioning adult, I realize that, but I feel sad for a lot of women who don't. And they learn that later on, and then they wonder why they have all these problems. And that's probably why.
Yes, they've infected themselves with this etherical contamination.
Yeah, I agree.
The mixing of the cantankerous ethers.
Where do you get all these big words from? Who talks like that? You know what? Your privilege has really shined through on this episode. My cooking is not good enough, and now you're using these fancy words. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I mean, what is this? What is this? This is my show.
I was saying what you were saying.
You're too educated for me.
It's just bad seasoning on your steak. You got that, right?
It's good. And I'm going to make you a steak, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to like it. and
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
have
like
to,
it.
I'm gonna have to set my will up before I have this steak.
I make good food.
I have to call my insurance agent.
I make good food. My hair is just a mess. So I went and I got it done, and we put the shine stuff on it. We just fixed the color a little bit, but she
What, your
cut it a
hair?
little bit. Yeah. And it's like it gets like it just gets frizzy and
Are you gonna be a green witch for Halloween?
no, I'm just gonna be a mom.
Or you gonna just put like a little witch hat on and call it a day?
No, I have
And
the
then you got the witch boots already, some little cowboy boots.
no, those are not the witch boots. Those are my boho boots. I love them so much. Um, I think I have boot. I got rid of all my platforms and all like the big heels, the leather patent stuff. I got rid of all that stuff. But I have it's got a hood on it. Oh yeah, Halloween is. What are you guys doing for? What are you guys dressing as Halloween?
Man, I ain't dressing up as no damn Halloween.
Who you gonna be?
I was gonna get a beanie and be Tim Pool. Throw a beanie on and I'm Tim Pool. There it goes. I'm done.
You have to dress up. You guys, come on,
Huh?
come on.
I'm gonna put on some boxing gloves, wear my hair down, and be Wendy O.
You can be. What's your fiance going as?
Uh, Nothing. I don't know. She better not be nothing.
She's gonna. Isn't she really into the holidays though? Doesn't she like take the kids and
Yeah,
stuff?
she love all that shit.
Okay, so what's she? I know she's got a cute, adorable costume.
I don't know. I try not to pay her no mind. She goofy. People that love holidays is goofy to me.
Oh my god, she's a good mom.
She
She's
love all the
probably
holidays. The
yeah, and
Halloween,
she's
the
a good mom.
Christmas, the Christmas carols is on before, like as soon as Halloween's over, it's gonna be Christmas carols in the house, and I'm just sick of it.
Yeah, women are
I'm
better parents
Scrooge.
than men.
No, that's the problem. Y'all keep dealing in these fantasies. And we need our kids rooted in reality. And here y'all go teaching about witches, ghouls, and goblins and a fat white man coming down a chimney. And we try and tell the kids ain't no such thing as Santa Claus.
He says the same exact thing. It's so funny.
See?
He told his kids, he said Santa is not real. I'm not letting no fat white man coming down my chimney eating my motherfucking cookies.
And you just teach children how to lie. You literally teach children how to lie. Because then they grow up and they go, oh, mom lied to me. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I thought that was a cool trick. So that's how that's done. You just
No.
you tell the lie so big that it's just believable. Yeah, he has deer and these deer fly through the sky.
Reindeer.
Fucking reindeer fly through the sky and he's on this sled and he's fat and he lives in the North Pole and he climbs down your chimney. Meanwhile, kids in the projects ain't got no chimney, so how they getting Santa Claus?
Knocks on the front door.
He knocks on the front door. Santa don't go to the hood.
He used to go to my hood.
Santa goes to the mall.
He used to go to my hood. Santa came to every trap house I lived in.
Oh my God, this is terrible. Zakira Casado, $4.99 super chat. What up, yo? She said, you forgot the salt, Wendy. And level 4.
Garlic salt.
She said garlic salt, Zakira. And level 4 is too low of heat. And kids should not make demands. May I have more? Manners are so gone. So she said number 4 is too low heat. And you need some salt on there, Wendy. The gall salt ain't cutting it.
All right, I'll do some real salt and some I'll do some pink Himalayan salt because I live in the hills now and I'm bougie.
That was like a crusted salmon steak is what you made today. That's what it looked like. It looked like a crusted salmon steak.
Listen, I don't really like to make salmon too much because there's other fish that taste better. Don't yawn. We have to go now because I'm getting tired and I have a stiff neck today. I don't know how I got a stiff neck, but I have a stiff neck. It fucking hurts so bad. That's why I'm like this.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
What are you guys talking about tomorrow?
I don't know. Alec Baldwin or something like that.
Oh, you heard the conspiracy theories behind that?
No, what happened? Tell me.
So apparently the woman that
Didn't he like go out to dinner with her husband or something like that?
no, she was going to release a documentary about some weird things that were going on in Hollywood.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, the rabbit hole done went deep.
And we were talking about the incident, and why is it always anytime this stuff happens, how do real bees get on set when it's supposed to be blanks? How?
Who?
That makes no sense. How do real bullets end up on set? Why were they there?
I don't think it was a real bullet. I think they said it was blank. But it had to be a real bullet if it went through two people.
That's what he was saying. He's in everybody's damn business.
Yeah. I haven't even looked into the situation all that much. I've been low.
I don't blame you. It's just too much weird stuff. There's all these things happening, and it's very frustrating, and it's very upsetting to a lot of people. So I'm just trying to focus on my work, making as much money as I can. And
let's go.
That's it. And that's you. Should we do the announcement next week?
Because
I'm gonna we'll do that. You guys, we have a special. I can't next week. I'm gonna be traveling.
Oh.
I'm gonna be traveling. When is the calendar? Yeah, I'll be travel. I'll be flying out next
Tampa?
Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it then when I come back.
When you come back.
Yeah, we'll do it when I come back.
We'll do it. Awesomeness. Take us out. You think what?
I wasn't done talking. I do the outro.
Excuse me.
Tomorrow, Thursday night at 6 p.m. ET. Is that correct?
Yeah. 8 p.m. Eastern time.
8 p.m. Eastern time. You have.
Hotep's been told you.
Thank you. Smash the like button, and I'll be back. We'll be back on. I'll message you because I know you're going to forget. But we'll be back the weekend after. I can't see I'm getting old on the 10th, and we have a very special announcement. And you guys will like it. It'll be really cool.
Yeah, awesome, good stuff. Holla at me.
Good night.
Peace.
Save the date if you not fake. HJ got a plate and a hot take. They gon' get you moving right. These goofy types and keep the unks goofy tight. Look, let's get it lit like a Lucy, aight? Show the world what we can build when the crew unite. And while these frauds out finessing your protests, I'm in the gulags playing chess with the Hoteps. The Hotep's been told you. Don't sweat, bruh, I ain't gonna hold you. Keep receipts for the things that they told you. Ears to the street, they got secrets to go through. The Hotep's been told you. Don't sweat, bruh, I ain't gonna hold you. Keep receipts for the things that they told you. Ears to the street, they got secrets to go through. Hotep and build, y'all know the deal. We go in for real and ain't got no chill. Teach me how to grip, teach me how to grip. Teach me how to grip, teach me how to grip. Hotep and build,